Hello, this is a message that I wanted to put out there about life purpose and soul purpose, mission in this life. So when you connect with spirit, you start to come into a remembrance of what your soul agreed to do here in this lifetime. I get messages from Bronte fans occasionally. I have had a few in the past where people will say something to me along the lines of, "What a shame that you didn't write a novel." What? How do they know that that's my life purpose? It's absolutely the opposite of where my head, heart, and mind and soul is at, actually. So it's not a shame that I didn't write a novel. Sometimes people will say, "Why don't you write a novel?" They're literally not listening to what I am trying to say. The life purpose comes from the soul. That comes from the individual. Only that individual knows what their life purpose is. My life purpose is partly along the lines of coming to absolutely shake people out of their reverie, out of their sleepwalking, and to wake them up to themselves, okay? If I wrote a novel, that would be pandering to the fears of other people. It would be allowing people to stay in a place of confusion and the kind of myth making that I'm actually here to extract and extrapolate and prevent and stop. Okay, so that people can actually get to a place of understanding their true selves and true soul. Now, that's not to say that novel writing's a shit thing per se. Of course it's not. Some people's life purpose will be to be a novelist. If that's their life purpose, great. Same as if somebody's life purpose is to be a baker. Great. Somebody else's life purpose might be to be a teacher of primary school children. Great. But finding your own skill set and coming into alignment with what you want to do is a dialogue between your soul and you and your mind, okay? And you and God, you and Source, you and your Creator, you and your higher self, whatever language you choose to use. It's a job for your spirit. Now, there is a lot of misconception about, oh, poor, sad, dead Maria Bronte. Just give it a rest. I'm alive. I'm right here, right now. If I wanted to have written a novel, I incarnated into the Bronte family. I could have done it. I didn't. I chose to die because my forte is spirit communication. Can we just get this straight? The reason I've not been doing spirit communication all my life is the absolute nightmarish brainwashing, cultural, religious and spiritual brainwashing on mass levels for the past 2000 plus years by the patriarchy. That's why, because women were burnt at the stake, etc., for revealing their divine feminine aspects. Okay, so that's why people like myself have stayed stuck in silence or stuck in fear. Fear of speaking out, fear of being ridiculed, fear of being silenced, fear of being diminished, marginalized, cast out of society. Those are all massive fears, most of which we have actually been through in past lives. And so have most people, and we all remember that on a cultural, collective level. So just to get things absolutely straight, my purpose is not to write novels. My purpose is not to make stuff up. My purpose is as a spiritual teacher and helper of and encourager and empowerer of individuals to walk a healing, recovery journey and to get to grips with their own individual form of spirituality that is right for them as individuals, and to respect that about each other, not to force people into a place of compliance, because that's just toxic masculinity all over again. And that's it. That's the message I wanted to give. So I hope that makes things really, really clear, and is a massive reason why I came off Twitter, because quite frankly, there are just people who are perpetuating those really old modes of being, obsessed about regurgitating myths that have happened, and they're not accessing themselves, you know, to actually approach me, having said I had a past life in the Bronte family, and to reveal certain aspects of my life and my journey and what's led me to this point, for them to misconstrue it to the point of them putting me in a box of saying, hey, why don't you write a novel? Literally, no. I'll tell you what my life purpose is. You go figure out yours. There are so many tools to help us on our own spiritual journey, but that is a dialogue between self and God. Okay, hope that makes things super, super clear. Probably sound like a bit of an arse saying it, but literally you don't wake somebody up by agreeing and keeping the peace. So there you go. That's what I had to say. Thank you for listening.